Welcome in, friends, to Weather or Whatever. We will focus on the weather today. We'll dig a little deeper. We'll get through a brief look at the forecast for those of you that are kind of on the move, on the go. And then we'll take a little deeper dive. We'll even take a look at what's going on in other parts of the country and kind of further explain what we anticipate to happen around here in the upper Midwest over the next several days. I'm your host, Meteorologist Jamie Kagol, running solo today, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have a good time. Let's start out with a look at our time lapse this morning. We did start out under the clouds. We had some rain, very little, in northern Minnesota. Alexandria, you probably saw a little bit of a downpour or a heavier shower, and as it moved east, it really kind of fizzled out. So we're looking at a nice afternoon ahead, especially if you're along and north of I-94. That's where the dew points are lower, and the dew points are not expected to really shift much today. We're not talking about dew points climbing throughout the day. They should stay about where they are. So if you're checking in from Mankato, if you're checking in from New Ulm, St. James, Fairmont, Redwood Falls, Marshall direction, even out towards Ortonville and even Wilmer, you're going to step outside today, you're going to feel that stuffiness, a little bit of the humidity. If you're checking in from places like Bemidji and Grand Rapids, Brainerd, it's going to be a pretty comfortable day for you. And around the Twin Cities, I would say relatively comfortable. It is summer after all, and we're not really expecting to have that cool, crisp feel, but I don't think we're going to be feeling like we're this oppressive tropical humidity around here. Rain chances, they come in overnight. They're not great, but there are some rain chances. We're going to take a look at some cooler temperatures this weekend, but there's also a spike in the humidity, and there is some optimism when it comes to rain chances. Let's start out with a look at the almanac. 88 is what we're forecasting for a high. Our morning low was 71, so you can already tell it's a little stuffier outside. It's a little warmer, and we're expecting that above normal run of weather for today and again for tomorrow. There's a look at the records as well. Sunset now at 8:23 right now. As we get through this early part of our 9 o'clock hour, 77. Dew point at 60. Like I said, the dew point not expected to really climb much higher. It does feel like 79, so there is technically a little bit of a heat index out there, but it's not going to really make much of a difference for today. And you'll see an easterly component to your wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour, whether it's northeast, east, or a little southeasterly, there will be an easterly component. So this is what we're talking about. While we warm ourselves to the upper 80s, look at those dew points. Really not expected to move much. So again, relatively comfortable for today. Here's a look at the region, and we do have temperatures well into the mid and upper 80s in many neighborhoods. This forecast model here is suggesting that we'll see some isolated rain around Alexandria and towards Marshall at this moment, and even towards Luck, Wisconsin. Any rain chances coming in from the west this afternoon look to be few and far between. It's a very limited opportunity. Once we get into the overnight hours, then we're watching what's coming out of the Dakotas. So this model is a little on the optimistic side. So late tonight, tomorrow morning, rain chances, and it's, again, kind of minimal optimism there. Storm chances come in late again for Friday. This time, it is a low pressure system coming at us, and it will have better dynamics, better support for showers and thunderstorms. It'll have the better ingredients. The atmosphere is actually going to work to keep the rain going. Right now, our atmosphere is doing the minimal amount of effort to get any rain into Minnesota, into Wisconsin. So that's kind of the difference between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday. Right now, if I was a betting man, if I had to wager a bet on rain chances, I would definitely be leaning on Saturday morning. It is possible that those showers could linger a little bit longer on Saturday. The forecast model is still kind of figuring out just how long our opportunity for rain is there. And it does look primarily like it'll be showers, maybe a little more thunderstorm activity in parts of northern Minnesota as we go from Friday into Saturday. So a little more optimism in northern parts of our region. There will also be a spike in the humidity. You're going to notice the dew points really climb for Saturday, but that's good. That sets us up for a better chance of actually seeing this rain come to truth there. Sunday, the dew points will drop off a little bit. Looks like Monday, Tuesday, absolutely beautiful weather with that lower humidity. Next Monday, Tuesday could be really, really amazing. All right, here's a look at yesterday's radar. Now, while we had some rain in southern Minnesota, we had a derecho event breaking out as we went through Tuesday morning. Watch those storms push out of eastern Iowa, race across Illinois, Indiana, and then drive in that southeasterly direction through central and eastern Kentucky. It's all about wind when we talk about these derechos. Just a long-lived wind event, and it moves very quickly. And this is the typical pattern. It comes out of the upper Midwest, and it moves east-southeasterly across the Great Lakes region, the Ohio River Valley. So this is kind of textbook here. Take a look at the storm reports. Those are all wind damage reports. So as I mentioned, these derecho events, while they do have a lot of rain, blinding downpours, it's all about the wind, not so much any sort of tornadoes. It's going to be a lot of straight line winds. We saw a video coming out of Columbus, Ohio, a car actually being flipped by these winds. Wind gusts upwards 80, 90 miles an hour. And you can see how it just followed that way. If you take that radar loop right out of eastern Iowa, and how those storm reports really kind of crank up as you get closer to Chicago, drive through parts of Indiana, right into southern Ohio, and right through eastern Kentucky. Again, just an incredible amount of wind. Moving on to today, this is how things look this morning. Again, our heavy cloud cover's getting out of here. Everything is moving west to east aloft. But at the surface, we're going to have more of an easterly wind. And storm chances pretty much stay confined to Iowa through the morning and afternoon hours. Zooming out, there's our boundary. That's pretty much been kind of parked to our south. We see these little areas of low pressure right along these fronts, and that's what sets us up with a bit of a severe weather outbreak in some parts of the region. Right now, a couple of thunderstorm watch boxes in Iowa. Moving on to Illinois, you'll find watch boxes, whether it's flooding or severe thunderstorms in parts of Indiana, parts of Illinois, parts of Ohio, Kentucky as well, with that front situated there. We just don't have an ideal atmosphere environment to set us up for showers, for thunderstorms. But take a look at this. Here's your microcast. We'll take it into the evening hours, right into Thursday morning, and you can see how those thunderstorms, as they were coming in from the north or from the west and making that trek to the east and southeast direction, really they were falling apart, weakening. So rain chances really look optimal for southwest Minnesota through tomorrow morning. This is lunchtime tomorrow, and you can see that rain chances start to drop off once again. So where we have that higher humidity, where we have the higher dew points in southwest Minnesota, better chance for some morning showers and thunderstorms. And also you can see that in the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather threat. This goes through early Thursday morning. So if you're going to find thunderstorms, with a little bit of a punch, you can see it's going to be into far western, southwestern Minnesota, because as those storms continue to move to the east, they begin to weaken and we'll be left with some scattered showers. And that's why I said, really for our environment that we have right now, we just do not have the most optimal setup for showers and thunderstorms. You're going to have to wait till this weekend. Also, keeping an eye on the air quality. And I realize over the past handful of days, it's been actually good for most of us. Moderate at times, but we have not seen unhealthy for sensitive groups. We've not seen unhealthy or even worse for some time. Really, when the wildfire started in the Arrowhead region around the Boundary Waters, that's when we saw the worst of it. And since then, handful of days later, since then, things have been pretty good. We have not seen any air quality alerts, and we've seen a lot of green and a lot of yellow on the map. But if you go aloft, if you go a few miles up, then you start to pick up where the wildfire smoke is. This is all streaming in from the Pacific Northwest. Our winds aloft, as I said earlier, our winds aloft are west to east. Our winds at the surface are primarily easterly today, so they're moving in different directions. But take a look at this. If there's any good news to this forecast model here, it's that we should start to see the wildfire smoke concentration aloft begin to diminish a little bit. So for today, for Thursday, quite possibly even into Friday, we'll likely still see those orange and red sunrises, sunsets, but air quality is expected to stay very good at the surface. That's the good news. Now, if you were to go out towards eastern Washington, parts of Idaho, maybe even into Utah, you would see some poor air quality out there where you're much closer to the wildfires, much closer to the source, and that source also puts it much closer to the surface there. So for us, we're sitting pretty good. Also want to highlight this. Believe it or not, we do have a 2026 solar eclipse to speak of. But here in the U.S., really not going to see much of it. If you're all the way into the Canadian Maritime, as you get up towards Halifax, towards St. John's, you get to see a little bit of it. But towards the Twin Cities, it's 0.5%. That's about it. So really not much chance of seeing that solar eclipse. Where you would see it, Reykjavik, Iceland, and parts of Spain. However, I was taking a look at some of the details of this path of totality, and it looks like local time, that eclipse is going to be happening rather late in the day for folks around Madrid and northern Spain. So they may see it start, but quite possibly not see it end, as it may be rather dark on the other side of that solar eclipse. It looked like it would be closer to like 9 o'clock at night. But Iceland, parts of Greenland should probably have the best view of anyone today. They're a little bit earlier into those late afternoon, early evening hours. There's also the Perseid meteor shower. So a little closer to home. We have a little bit nicer of a show here. This is going to peak tonight, and it's upwards of 60 meteors an hour, and that's on the higher end of most meteor showers. Many times when we're watching some of these meteor showers, it's 10 to 15 an hour, and you're waiting several minutes to see the next meteor, and you might miss it if you're not looking in the right direction. But look to the eastern sky. It'll start out a little lower and then rise in the eastern sky as time goes on. So late tonight, if you're up late, 10, 11 o'clock, midnight, again, a pretty decent show. It's one of the better shows of the year, the Perseids in the eastern sky. And at 60 an hour, you're talking about every minute seeing one of those meteors. So again, should be a decent show. So if you're up late tonight, you want to take in that show, there you go. All right, for today, we're expecting high temperature of 88 here in the Twin Cities. And you can see that hazy sky look. We're going to see a lot of that today and again tomorrow. Temperatures start to settle into the upper 70s as we get to the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, there are some upper 70s. And while you might think, ooh, cool, crisp feel to the weather, Saturday is going to be cooler, but it is going to feel stuffy and muggy. And if you think we're done with the 80s, nope, those 80s will be coming back. The chances of seeing 90s is pretty much in the rear view mirror. But again, this tells you temperature outlook 6 to 10 days out. So beyond that 5-day forecast I just showed you, temperatures will be trending pretty close to normal, if not maybe a little bit above normal. So I think we'll still see plenty of those low and even mid 80s. Certainly not expecting fall-like temperatures to move in and stick around. But there's that uptick in the humidity on Saturday. So today, tomorrow, and even Friday, feel pretty nice, relatively comfortable. Saturday is going to feel stuffy, but Sunday we get back into the low 60s for dew points. And then Monday and Tuesday, keep in mind, temperatures are still on the cooler side. They're going to be sitting pretty close to average. And dew points in the upper 50s to low 60s should feel pretty nice around here. And then the precipitation outlook, looking 6 to 10 days out, there is at least some optimism out there, and that's what we're looking for. While it doesn't mean we're going to see an end to the drought, doesn't mean we're going to see big thunderstorms, at least there's some hope that we will at least be adding water to the rain bucket, which we do desperately need. Tomorrow, folks, we'll have the drought monitor. That comes out Thursday morning, so we'll have a look at that. We'll see if there's any changes to it. But there's a look at the 7-day forecast one more time. Late tonight, Thursday morning, rain chances look best for southwest Minnesota, but it doesn't mean we couldn't see a little rain around the Twin Cities. And then we're watching for some storm chances with a low pressure center coming at us Friday evening. It's going to be rather late in the evening hours. We'll see if Saturday doesn't start out stuffy with some rain, which again, our yards do need. Looking like we'll have some beautiful weather for Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. More news and traffic, more news and weather coming up around the corner.